My name is Sopheap Pich. Welcome to my very first solo show with Axel Vervoordt Gallery in Hong Kong. So in this show, for the last 4 or 5 years, I've been occupied myself and my studio with kind of a new medium for me, which is repurposed aluminum. They are materials that are usually thrown away, collected, melted down in order to be reprocessed and remade into utensils, mainly cooking pots, kettles. This piece is called herons. When I think about aluminum, I think about the aluminum roof or the steel roof that is all over Southeast Asia. When I first arrived in Cambodia, I slept in a rental place that was tin roof. In this piece, there's a lot of cooking pots. Sometimes cooking pot is small, sometimes it's very big. If you go to weddings in the countryside, people use cooking pots, big cooking pots, and it's still, they use the wood to burn. Sometimes people spray paint their pots just to separate it from another pot. Through the collection process, my work come about, because when I see this and I see that looking like this or looking like that, I'm thinking, can they go together? The idea of herons is that I feel like a lot of these shapes are floating, they're like flying in space. The way that I use it is a meaning that is maybe different from the way that other people use it. I don't just consider it a material, I consider it more like a container of memory. To me, this is a very important work in the show. It's called Silent Restraint. In the title, I want to express almost like the last 20 years, I have to put a lot of chaos away and not let it get to me by making sculptures. So I think being a sculptor was a way to quiet my anxiety and to distill, what really matters to me in my life. And I do all that in silence. This very piece, I introduced glass. A couple of years ago, I was invited by the French Institute to do a residency in Marseille. And it's a place called Serva. So you have technicians and they're expert in glass blowing, glass casting, and then they work with one artist at a time. And this shape is based on a sculpture called Silence, which was the very first sculpture that I made. But here, I want to introduce a new material, which is the aluminum. In this case, it's copper-plated aluminum. These are electric cooking pots. I made the sculpture first in bamboo, and then they blow the glass into it one at a time. And so the bamboo burn away, and then it leaves this indentation on the glass. So after it cooled down, and then I remake the bamboo again. This piece encapsulates my work for the last 23 years that I've been a sculptor. One of the things that is significant to me is we're talking about my work having been made from scrap metal, basically, is that to me it shows sort of the inside of the country. It shows the real core, the real root of the country. People are still doing working with this material. The country have improved, obviously. There's progress. There's money from outside coming in as there are more factories and things like that develop. You have street lights and sidewalks. The roads are all paved. But if you go to another side of the city, it's a struggle. It's chaos, it's dust. I arrived in the US in 1984 as a young child, started school in 7th grade. Growing up in the US, I always remember Cambodia as my home. So to be an artist, to be a complete person, I needed to come back. Cambodia at the time was really tough, so my mind was occupied with a lot of this stuff, and all I do is get angry. I want to do something with my body so that at least I can focus with my body and not with my mind. So I wanted to empty my mind and then occupy myself and then just make something. Not having any skill with the sculpture, because I've never had a sculpture class before, I don't understand material and stuff like that. But so I just looked around me, and a lot of my furniture is made from rattan because that was the cheapest material you can get. But I felt sure that this is my calling, so I said I'm just going to follow this to the end. So here I am. Since I came back to Cambodia, as a painter, I had a problem struggling to find material. Because I'm used to being in the US, whatever was in Cambodia was your material. It's not like it's made for you to be an artist in Cambodia. I had to rethink about materials. Then I started to value things that are cheap. So I started with rattan, and then bamboo, and these cheap burlap, with stitches and patches, because we don't throw anything away. The limitation is really where it's at. I love this idea now. I embrace it more than ever because to me, it is the limitation that forced me to find sculpture.